Hi guys, and welcome back to another video game with power. I'm Jake. In today's video, we are continuing our solo playthrough of Marvel Dice Throne missions. In our last video, guys, we were taking on the Sebastian Shaw mission run called Nuclear Assault, where Sebastian Shaw and his henchmen have basically took control of a nuclear power plant, and were trying to melt down the actual power plant itself to cause a lot of disruption. I'll go ahead and link that video up top somewhere, guys, if you want to take a look at that, because in today's video, we are taking on the second part of this scenario where we are fighting Sebastian Shaw himself. All right, guys, well, look, let's go ahead and jump down to the table where we got everything set up, ready to go. All right, guys, so we're down here at the table where we have everything set up for our solo playthrough of the Nuclear Assault boss fight, where we are taking on Mr. Sebastian Shaw. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at our scenario setup here. So, boss fight. As his men flee, Sebastian Shaw fills with rage. "You cannot stop the storm," he yells. "Take him down." So he's going to start with 30 health plus 20 health per player, plus 3 health per oppression token on all heroes, which I have no oppression tokens, so he's going to have 50 health. Our main objective here is to reduce Sebastian Shaw to 0 health, and upon completion, you win. The mutant/human war is averted, and the power plant is saved. Over here on the side, we have a couple crisis abilities. So as this crisis clock moves around, I will go through each of these abilities here. I've set up the map with these particular tokens and Mr. Sebastian Shaw there in the middle. And of course, we have Sebastian Shaw's abilities. Unchained Fury, which is going to be multi-strike, range, inflict 2 bleed, deal 9 defendable damage. Rage Attack, multi-strike, range, deal 9 defendable damage. Brutal Swipe, multi-strike, range, deal 4 undefendable damage. And of course, these all have crit modifiers to them, which, let me drop these down. So add 1 damage per chaos, add 1 damage per chaos, and inflict 2 bleed, okay? Those crits are gonna happen is when he puts out any face down boost markers. If I'm in a spot with a face down boost marker, then I will get critted, all right? His defense is gonna be a range. He gains 1 chaos and deals 1 damage back to me. He will do that automatically. All right, guys, look, it is my understanding that when you're playing these scenarios, when you go to the boss fight, you are basically just continuing everything over. So you kind of leave your board, your health, your momentum, your CP, your starting hand, and everything is just going to carry over, right? So we still have 10 momentum from our last from the side. We managed to save up 10 momentum. Over here on my Iceman board, I do have 5 ice shards. I have this upgrade on this power, Everybody Chill 2, Hail the King 2, and I have my double defense. I do have 1 card left over in my hand. I only have Ice for You, and we still have our Leech ally, okay? I'm gonna start offside of the board. Our allies, we still have Hawkeye, Emma Frost, and Mantis. And for my freezer, I do have a Glide stored in here and in Ice Shard. Now, there is one mistake that I did catch in the previous playthrough, guys. When it comes to these particular tokens that are stored in this freezer, I cannot use any of these. So there was a particular point where I gained a lot of ice shards, more than 5, and I generated a glide token, and I used this glide token that was stored in here. I am not allowed to do that. The only way I can use these tokens that are in the freezer is either cards in my deck or abilities that I have out here. So for example, we have our Frostbite. So on 4 of a Kind, it says you may transfer any token stored in the freezer to your hero board, and Hoarfrost here, you may transfer any token stored in the freezer to your hero board. So I did make a mistake in that last playthrough that I did. Okay, other than that, guys, I believe everything is going to stay the exact same. We're going to follow the same turn order, and there's just going to be a little different steps here when it comes to our boss. So we're going to go through those as normal. But we would start in the turn phase. So past the first player marker, which I'm the first player. I am already the first player. We then go into the movement phase here. Since there is no entry point, I just need to move onto a valid space. And I think right away what I might do is let's go ahead and go here and land on this spot to draw 2 cards from the deck. All right, so we will draw 2 cards from my deck, which is going to give me Gliding on Thin Ice. All right, and then I Thaw, I Conquered. All right, so those are the 2 cards that I will get during that movement phase. And then we will move into our hero phase part 1. So upkeep phase, I do have 1 CP, and we will draw 1 card, which is bye-bye. All right, so right away, I do want to play this I Thaw, I Conquered. So on roll 1 dice. On a 6, I gain Glide. On any other outcome, I will draw 1 card. Let's see what we get. I get a 6. All right, I gain a Glide. That's actually really good right off the bat. Let's see, this is 2 CP. Roll 1 dice. On that, store 3 ice shards, store 4 ice shards, store 5 ice shards. I already have a Glide in the freezer, so this probably is not going to deal anything to me, and I'm going to save everything else. Okay, let's go ahead and roll some dice. All right, we are trying to do some damage to Mr. Sebastian Shaw. So, okay, so we do have 6, 5, and 4. All right, we do have 6, 5, and 4, and then we have 1 and 1. What do I want to do? I have this Glide so I can maneuver around. Again, maybe we want to go for this chill. I can deal a lot of damage to him right off the bat, so I would need a lot of 6s. The straight is not really going to do anything because I cannot glide to the small straight. I'd be better off large straight. Okay, let me just keep the 6 and let's re-roll everything for the second time. Oh my goodness, 3 6s, a 1 and a 4. Let me keep this 1 and see if I can get another 6. And we get another 1. Okay, so we have 3 6s and a 1, which is what I want, which is everybody chill. All right, so I would gain 2 ice shards, but I'm already at my stack limit of 5. Now, at any point in time, I can exchange 5 of these for a Glide token, but I already have that. And I kind of want to keep these ice shards because it makes this everybody chill to deal more damage. Okay, so gain 2 ice shards. I'm at max. I will deal 5 defendable damage. Then I choose 1. Add 1 damage per ice shard, or gain 2 ice shard and draw 1 card. I'm going to choose the add 1 damage per ice shard, so that is 5 additional damage. I'm also going to spend 2 CP in play. I only have ice for you to add 1 more additional damage. There we go, 2, or add 1 damage per ice shard again. So I need to drop my CP down by 2. So I am hitting Mr. Sebastian Shaw for 15 defendable damage. So we look at his defense. He automatically does this defense. Range, gain chaos, and deal 1 damage back to me. All right, so let me do this real quick. So 1 damage back to me. All right, he is going to gain a chaos token. So I'm going to put all his tokens over here next to him. So he gains a chaos token. He's dealt his damage. It was a range defendable, so I'm adjacent to him. That doesn't matter. But I am dealing 15 defendable damage to him. So that is going to take him down to 35. So that was a massive hit for me. So at the conclusion of his defense roll, I believe the conclusion of your perfect defensive roll phase, if spent, follow the glide path to immediately activate an additional offensive ability targeting the same opponent. All right, without needing to satisfy the roll objective. So I will use this glide. I have done everybody chill, and now I will glide over to my cold treat here. So this is going to be gain 1 CP, store 1 ice shard in the freezer over here. Okay. And we are dealing 7 defendable damage. All right. So again, he is going to counter by dealing 1 damage to me. He is going to gain a chaos token here. And I am dealing 7 damage to him. So 5 is going to take him down to 30. And then he is down to 2 more, 7 to 28 health. So this is a pretty dang good turn for me right off the bat. Okay, so that is the conclusion of my offensive role phase here. I now have the option to go into my second main phase. And I think what I'm gonna do is nothing in my second main phase. I wanna hold these 2 cards and I will go ahead and end my turn. So now we will go to the enemy's upkeep. So check status effects. He's got that chaos, which just sits on him. That chaos is going to be used for some of his crit abilities down here. And then now we are going to roll his dice. So let's see here. All right, this is what he has. So the very first thing we're going to do is we are going to put some boosters down in the red dice. So whatever number he rolls on a red dice, we will put a booster in that particular spot. So we have a 4. So I believe I am sitting on a 4 spot here. So I would put that down there and I would not collect that. And then we have a 2, which I believe is right here. So we'll put that face down underneath a 2. All right, and let me just double check. There are already nails, put those beneath them. Pick up all where you end your movement. Yeah, I don't think I collect these just yet. I think I have to end my movement to collect them, but they will still act for a crit. All right, so let's see what we have. We have a orange, and swirly. So this one is orange, swirly, that. Nope, we don't have that. We have rage attack, it looks like. So we're gonna activate the first ability in line. Okay, so multi-strike, range, and deal 9 damage. Now he is going to crit because I am on a spot with a face down boost token. So he's going to add 1 damage per chaos. So he has 2 chaos there. So he is dealing 11 damage to me. So let me do my defensive roll first. So I will need 4 dice. All right, and then we're gonna activate Leech. So 4 dice. All right, so on a ice, I deal 1 damage back to him. On a swirl path, I prevent 2 damage. All right, so let me take 1 damage for him down to 27. And I prevent 2. So basically we are back down to 9. I'm gonna activate Leech. So once per round as an instant action, I can spend 1. A chosen player prevents 3. So I will go down to 9 momentum here. I prevent 3 extra damage, so I would only take 6. All right, so we are going down 3. And then another 3 down to 37. Okay, and then I can exhaust him to inflict 2 wither on a chosen opponent. I don't know if I can exhaust him now or I have to wait to exhaust him. I think I have to wait to exhaust him because I think if it has plus exhaust, you do that immediately. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna wait to exhaust him for now. We've done that. I've taken my damage. That is the end of Sebastian Shaw's offensive roll phase here. All right, we now go to the crisis clock step. So we're gonna move to this green thing and activate it. So this is gear up. Roll 1 dice per hero. I gain a shield for each one of these orange results that I roll. I do not roll a orange result, so I do not gain 1 shield. Okay, we will go back up top now. So we have the pass phase, which is nothing to do with me. We have the movement phase. I think what we do is let's maneuver here to the 2. All right, let me go and pick this up. So I get a +2 boost token. Let me see. Let's see here. If I can find a +2, got it right here. +2 boost token. All right, that was my movement. We're going into my hero phase. So we will gain 1 CP and draw 1 card. Skiing is believing. Roll run, gain half the value as ice shards. Ooh, all right, that's pretty good. Okay, so we are now in my main phase. I think what I'm gonna do is exhaust leech to inflict 2 wither on a chosen opponent. All right, so we will exhaust leech, inflict 2 wither on Mr. Sebastian Shaw, which I believe is reducing his attack, if I am correct. All right, now I'm also gonna pick up a hero. We are gonna pick up Hawkeye, all right? So 2 momentum. During my roll phase, I can spend 2 momentum to inflict focus fire on a chosen opponent. If I exhaust them at the same time, I inflict targeted on a chosen opponent. So we will go 1, 2, spend that 2 momentum, and let's see who else we got. We got Black Bolt out there. So small straight, I get range, 3 collateral damage, plus I can inflict paralysis up to 2 chosen opponents if I exhaust him immediately. All right, what I wanna do now is take 5 of my ice shards and convert these into a glide, all right? So you may spend 5 ice shards at any time to gain a glide. So I will gain a glide there. And then what we're gonna do is we will do skiing is believing for 1 CP. Roll 1 die, gain half the value as ice shards, round it up. So 1 CP. Let's roll 1 die. We get a 2, so I get 1 ice shard back. That's bogus. Bogus. All right. I don't want to store anything. Okay. We are now ready to move into our offensive roll phase. So let's roll some dice. All right. We got a 5. Ooh, 5, 4, 6. 5, 4, 3, 2. I got a large. I have a large straight. Store 3 ice shard in the freezer, then you may transfer any token stored in your freezer to your hero board. Deal 8 damage. That can combo into Thawsome. Okay. Think what I might do is I might do that. So let's just go with our large straight. So store 3 ice shards in the freezer. That puts me at 5 ice shards in the freezer, and I still have a glide. All right, then you may transfer any tokens stored in your freezer to your hero board. So I'm gonna store or transfer 4 ice shards, 1, 2, 3, 4, into my onto my hero board. And now I'm dealing 8 defendable damage. I'm gonna add my +2. So I am dealing 10 defendable damage to him. So he's going to take all 10. So we will bring him down to 17. He gains chaos and deals 1 damage back to me. So he gains a chaos, deals 1 damage back to me for 36. Oh, I forgot to spend Hawkeye. Hawkeye is what I wanted to do, so I can spend 1, 2. So spend 2 momentum during your roll phase. All right, inflict focus fire on a chosen opponent. So I flicked him with focus fire, and then I want to exhaust him to inflict targeted on him as well. So targeted and focus fire go on him. So that would be during my roll phase. So I would have done that to put that on him prior to my attack, actually. I know it's kind of, could be classified as cheating, but it's not. That's exactly what I wanted to do. So if I'm not mistaken, that focus fire, the attacker increases their damage by 1, and then targeted, right, I believe attacker increases their damage by 2. So I would deal 3 more damage, 1, 2, 3, to Sebastian Shaw, okay? Then he did his defense, if I'm not mistaken. I will spend my glide token. I will glide from the Hoarfrost up into Thawsome. So store 2 ice shards in the freezer. Inflict dice cube on him. However, I'm going to use that as a momentum. I'm going to use that to gain a momentum for him. And we are dealing 6 defendable damage. So again, I would take 1 damage. He gains a chaos. All right. So I would do 6 plus 3 is 9 damage. So technically I would do 9 damage to him. So that's 4, and then we need 5, right? So he's down to 5 health. Okay, I think does the wither go away? If a player with wither taken would deal damage as a result, reduce that wither attack modifier. This is persistent. Okay, that is persistent. The stack limit is 2. Okay, so that is the conclusion there of my entire offensive role phase. We go into main phase 2. What I will do is spend 2 momentum. So spend 2 momentum to recruit Mantis here. So once per round as an instant action, spend 1 to heal 2, plus exhaust to heal an additional 3. All right, Mantis, let's see what else we get. Nick Fury. Recruit him, gain a shield once per round during the crisis clock phase, spend 3, ignore the effects of the crisis clock phase or the crisis ability, ignore the effects of the single crisis ability space for 1 turn. All right, Nick Fury. So that's the conclusion of everything that I believe is for me. So now we would go to Mr. Sebastian Shaw, and let's see what we roll. Okay, so remember reds, I'm gonna do the reds first actually. And so 2 and 4 would get and 2 would get a boost token. All right. I get a boost token. And then let's see what he's doing. So we actually have Unchained Fury, right? So orange, swirly, and yellow. All right, so multi-strike, range of 2, inflict 2 bleed, deal 9 damage, add 1 damage per chaos. So that's 4. So he's dealing 13 damage and adding 2 bleed to me. So let's go ahead and add these 2 bleeds to my person. And he is dealing, what I say, 13 damage. All right, let me roll my defense. Okay, so 1 and 1, and I always forget if I have 2 of a kind, which I do, I can store 2 ice shards in the freezer. Put 2 ice shards in the freezer. Okay, so I prevent 2, I deal 1 damage back to him. All right, and then I will spend 1 momentum to activate Mantis here. So a chosen hero heals for 2, and I will exhaust her to heal for additional 3, so that is 5. So this is how I'm gonna do this. I'm healing for 5. I prevent 2 damage, so basically 7 damage. So I'm just gonna prevent 7 damage out of the, what is it, 13? So he would have 6, he deals 6 to me. So that's gonna put me at 5, and 29 is going to be 6. All right, so that was his attack. We would then go to the crisis clock phase where we are on the heart. So remove 1 chaos from yourself per hero, heal 3 per chaos removed. So I would assume they would do him. Oh, and I forgot, he's got the wither. So it would only do, it'd be 2 less. So 31, he'd be 2 less damage, so I'm up to 31. Remove 1 chaos from yourself per hero, heal 3 per chaos removed. I think that pertains to him, so I would remove 1 chaos, all right, and he would heal himself by 3. So let's move him, I gotta move it down, this dial is kind of wacky. All right, 7. Okay, so that is what we have. So we would go to the movement phase. I think what I'm going to do is, let's go to the +1. All right, let's go to the +1, grab a +1 token. All right, upkeep phase, I do need to roll for bleed. Let me double check what bleed is. On a 1 to 4, I'm dealt 1 damage, 5, 6, remove the token. So 2 dice for 2 bleed. So 1 to 4, I would take 1 damage for one of them. And then 5 to 6, remove this token. All right, so this gets removed. Okay. That was bleed. Upkeep, I gain 1 CP. Draw 1 card. Ice Cool. You may transfer any token stored in the freezer to your hero board. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. So right off the bat, I think pretty much it's going to be the last turn. I should be able to deal enough damage here. Let me play 1 CP to play Ice Cool. All right, so you may transfer any token stored in the freezer to your hero board. I do have a glide, so I will store that glide right there. And then let's go ahead and roll some dice and put an end to our guy here. Okay, we got 6, 6. That's what I need. Let's see if I can get another 6. All right, 3 6s. Now last roll and perfect. Okay, so 3 6s and an ice, which is what I want. Everybody chill. Gain 2 ice shard. I'm already at max. Deal 5 damage. Choose 1. I want to add 1 damage per ice shard, which is an additional 5, which is this, which is an additional 6. All right, and then I would hit him for an additional 3. So let me see, 5, that's 10 right there. And then 3 and 4, so 14 defendable damage is coming to him. He would deal 1 damage to me for giving me down to 29. I would deal 14 defendable damage. That would reduce him down to 0. And that is our goal. Reduce Sebastian Shaw to 0 health. Upon completion, you win. The mutant/human war is averted and the power plant is saved. All right, guys. Well, look, that seems to be a successful run at the scenario Nuclear Assault, where we are taking on Sebastian Shaw as Iceman. Definitely had some fun messing around with Iceman. Kind of got his mechanics down a little bit better. Again, apologize for any mistakes that I made. I hope you guys enjoyed this little 2-part series of this playthrough of Marvel Dice Throne missions. If you did enjoy this content, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that notification bell, comment down below. Any mistakes I made, please point those out. What are your thoughts and opinions on Marvel Dice Throne missions? Have you guys dove into it yet? And as always, guys, if you are not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe so we can keep bringing you some more awesome content. All right, guys, have a great one. Bye.